Hello, and welcome to NetSuite Training. This video will cover an introduction to NetSuite. The main login screen for NetSuite is shown here. In the top right corner, you'll log in with your email address and password. The very first time you log in, you'll be asked to reset or set up your security questions. You can do so at the very beginning and save it. You'll then be brought to your dashboard. A dashboard of NetSuite is your starting point once you log in. From your dashboard, you'll be able to quickly access anything you need. Inside your dashboard are portlets. A portlet is a window inside a dashboard that displays specific information depending on the portlet type. Portlets can contain links, report data, and record lists. Portlets, such as the Recent Records portlet, list the last 10 records that you viewed. Other portlets provide quick access to report-like data, including a list of past kiosk orders, your red zone parishes, or even a list of all your current customers. The NetSuite navigation menu is shown on every page. The menu is comprised of tabs, also known as centers. Each center contains a submenu that can be accessed by hovering your mouse over the center itself. As shown here, the Activities Center has a submenu. That submenu is your events, tasks, phone calls, and your calendar. And notice by hovering over the menu item, it brings up a smaller menu to the right, where you can quickly add new phone calls, new tasks, or even search. Also part of the navigation menu on every page is the Recent Records arrow. By hovering your mouse over the Recent Records arrow, a list of your recently viewed records shows. The Recent Records list is an easy way to navigate to records that you were previously working on or viewing. This includes kiosk orders, customers, or any other records that you happen to view or create, such as quotes or invoices. The Recent Records arrow is similar to the Recent Records portlet. However, the portlet is currently only displayed on your home dashboard, while the Recent Records arrow is displayed on every page, allowing you to quickly jump to past records from any page within NetSuite without having to remember how you got there. The NetSuite Customer Relationship Management functionality, also known as CRM, is very robust. As such, there are some new concepts and terminology that come with a comprehensive system such as NetSuite. In NetSuite, most objects, and their relationships to one another, are represented as records. Each NetSuite record is represented as a page in the user interface, with basic data displayed in fields at the top, and more detailed data including data from related records displayed in lists and fields on subtabs at the bottom. Here we're viewing a customer record. Again, the main information is displayed at the top, including the company name, the address, and the red zone date. In the bottom is the subtabs, which lists all related data to this customer, including contacts, any activities such as tasks, phone calls, or events that are directly related to this customer, and even user notes. Also part of the customer record are more subtabs, including sales history of transactions listed here, as well as an address book. I'd now like to go over some of NetSuite CRM functionality. NetSuite CRM includes contacts, tasks, phone calls, events, and notes as they relate to customers, as well as a few other things which we'll cover in a later video. So here we are again, viewing one of our customers. Notice on the customer record, just below the center's navigation menu is a row of icons. This row is called the Create New bar. This bar allows you to quickly create corresponding records that will automatically be attached and saved to the record you are viewing. This is an important note. The Create New bar associates the record you are creating with the record that you are viewing. So, for example, the first icon on the bar is Contact. By selecting Contact from the Create New bar, the Add Contact pop-up window appears. Notice that the parish/organization is already pre-filled in for you. From here, it's as simple as filling out the form and adding a new contact to this parish. You can select a role, and we can even give contacts their own address, or simply have it default to the current address of the customer or parish. Notice that the contact is automatically added to the Contacts tab for this customer. Let's take a look at the Activities tab. Activities include tasks, phone calls, and events. Adding a new phone call allows you to track when and why you've called a customer. You can add a new phone call record to a customer by clicking on the New Phone Call button under the Activities sub-tab or in the Create New bar. By clicking it, it brings up a simple form. Let's say you need to call the youth director of this parish on a specific date at a specific time. Note you can reserve time for this event and phone call. By doing so, NetSuite allows reminders. You can have it remind you at a specific day or time before the phone call happens. You can select related records that pertain to this customer and associate it with this phone call. For example, you can select a specific contact within the parish, and their information will then repopulate the form. You can even associate this phone call with a transaction, such as a quote or a previous kiosk order. All of this helps you to keep track of why you are calling a customer. Not only that, but it gives you the ability to view these associated records with the click of a button, all from a single screen. Saving the phone call adds that activity to the customer record, but it also does something else. If we head back to our dashboard, one of the portlets is called the Reminders portlet. The Reminders portlet notifies you of activities, tasks, or events, phone calls, or system notices that need your attention. Also notice that in the Recent Records portlet, you can see that our phone call shows up as the first item, allowing you to easily go back and edit, modify, or even make notes directly on that phone call. Adding a task, event, or note to a customer record is just as easy. Let's head back to the customer we were just in contact with. Move your mouse over the Recent Records tab and select the customer you were just viewing. From here you can go ahead and add a new task, event, or note. You might be wondering what the difference between a task and event is. A task are things that need to be completed, like take out the trash, or find a volunteer for this parish. Events has specific dates and times associated with them, for example, birthdays or parish kickoff weekends. Tasks are somewhat similar to events as they can have a start date and due dates and dates completed, but you can also reserve time for yourself to complete the tasks. Again, you can add related info such as the company or contacts or transactions that relate specifically to this task, so when you pull up the task, you have all that information there for you. All of these activities not only show up in the associated customer record, but they also show up in your Activity Center. Access the Activity Center by clicking on the Activities tab. The Activity Center shows all your activities, tasks, events, phone calls across all your customers or parishes for an easy-to-view glimpse of all your accounts. So here we're looking at the day view. You can see here is a completed task or phone call. If I pull up the month view, you can see here's tasks across all your parishes and your phone calls that you have scheduled. This concludes the NetSuite Introduction and CRM tutorial video. Thank you, and God bless.